hired Sean Mannion as the team's offensive coordinator.
2 of your last 3 coordinators was guys you plucked from relative obscurity. Sean Mannion. Who the fuck is Sean Mannion?
Who indeed is Sean Mannion? And can he fix the Eagles' offense? It shouldn't be a tall task, but seeing how the Eagles performed last year, even with all that talent, well, Kevin Patullo had to be a miracle worker because he had one of the worst offenses in the NFL. But we aren't talking about the past, we're talking about the future. The future of this offense, the future with Sean Mannion, and I'm your host, Trenton Hill, and you just might be watching Hill Time Sports. Let's go! Sean Mannion, the dude taking over play calling duties for a team that had Super Bowl aspirations in 2025 but fell flatter than your mother's pancakes, has actually never called any plays at all, but he was instrumental in Jordan Love playing quite well with a clean pocket, 3,381 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, and Malik Willis, who came on for an injured Love with 422 yards, 2 games over 80% completions, and 2 touchdowns in 3 games. My mistake. I would say there are some things to work with here. Mannion isn't just a quarterback's coach. He was also the backup for Nick Foles, Jared Goff, amongst others. He was in Sean McVay's offense for a couple of seasons, drafted out of Oregon State, had 13,000 yards, 83 touchdowns. Yes, he wouldn't have success in the NFL, but sometimes the best coaches are backup quarterbacks. I'm looking at you, Gary Kubiak. I'm looking at you, Doug Peterson. How about Jim Harbaugh? We have some Super Bowl champion coaches who were once backup quarterbacks that I've just named. The Eagles, on the other hand, have supposedly had problems finding an offensive coordinator this offseason. No McDaniel, no Daboll, no Matt Nagy. But were any of these people offered the job? I don't have all the answers, but from what I have heard, they were not. Was it hard to find an offensive coordinator because of Nick Sirianni? Did the Eagles want to build an offensive coordinator from the ground up and not just have him leave after they had an inkling of success? I do not have all the answers, but what I do know is that they can't fall any harder than they did under Kevin Patullo's bottom half offense. 20th in points, 24th in yards, with guys like Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts all underperforming. The grumblings that Jalen Hurts is a product of great players got louder and louder as the season wore on, and the team could not score more than 20 points a game in their last, 4 or 5 games, including the playoffs where they lost to the San Francisco 49ers. A.J. Brown was disgruntled all season long, having his worst statistical season since his rookie year. And I, as a fan of A.J. Brown, hope that the Eagles keep him because I still think he's one of the best receivers in the league. I also hear calls from Jalen Hurts. He wants a more complicated offense, but is Nick Sirianni's system just too simplistic? Is he the right guy to drive the automobile to another Super Bowl, or was he just a Barry Switzer riding great talent to the top? The offensive coaching hire draws a lot of questions from me and other fans of the Philadelphia Eagles, not to mention the hiring of former Buccaneers offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard, who had a great beginning of the season, but when the chips were down, they needed to make the playoffs, the offense just crumbled under his watch. Baker Mayfield threw more interceptions than touchdowns, it seemed, at the tail end of the season. Even when he got Mike Evans back, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbugboo, and all of those other players that they had. I will say it's going to be an interesting 2026 for the Birds. And don't forget, we are at 210 subscribers, and I would like to reach 300 subscribers by maybe next month or the month after that, but only time will tell. You have the power in your hands. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed. Adios, c'est la vie, and go Birds. Fly, go fly.